Hello and greetings, and this is the second part about that where I'm talking about love spells. Now, if you remember the last time I spoke about the contents, the context, the ritual and social context in which love spells were done in the past, and what is needed to make a love spell to work, okay? But now and there was one thing I wanted to mention that I forgot in the last video, is the fact that when you cast a love spell, it never reacts only on one side of the equation. The other side of the equation is present. Meaning, those people that you want to bind together, the one that requested the spell is also affected by the love spell. What does it mean? It means basically that he or she, most of the time it's she nowadays, but we have the odd he, is going to have even greater psychological strain and stress because he wouldn't allow himself the healing and the detox that you would get from love. And this is a warning that I feel that I should warn all my patients, okay? This is part of the problem, okay? Now, love spells, okay? As I said before, the constructs of masculinity and femininity changed. They shifted, they became something that is completely different, okay? And this is something that is regular for decadent society. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is something that, you know, you can see and view it everywhere, okay? Now, think about what is a man to you. Okay, females and males and all those who are interested in magic, what is a male for you? Okay, is he a provider? Is he a protector? Is he somebody that, you know, a father figure? Okay, the way that we experience our father allows us to understand what is a man. Okay, and it's not something weird to say that basically all women want to date somewhat their father, or at least they get a standard from their fathers. But what happened in that last half of the 20th century and what we have from the 21st century is that the father is absent. Yes, our daddies are at work. They come home, they come tired. And the family became much smaller. It's not like, you know, you have uncles around. So raising the children has been the sole role of women, of mothers. Now, look, I have nothing against feminism, okay? But feminism was not a victimless conquest, okay? What happens is this. When you take a boy and you start raising him only in the feminine environment, there are some things that he would get and some things that he wouldn't get, okay? One of the things that the boy wouldn't get is the experience of positive masculinity. It's not like in tribal societies that the father is now taking the child to hunt, okay? It's not like the father is apprenticing the child to take over the business. Most of the time those things do not exist, okay? But those things are not only a bonding thing between father and son, they also allow the son to understand the structures of masculinity, the way they should walk, and to become a man himself. Instead of that, females now, mothers, are creating children which are supposed to be fathers, okay, the next generation of fathers. So many men today are basically mama's children, okay? Now, why is that a bad thing? First of all, females cannot teach masculinity, much less than men can teach femininity, okay? They could teach many things, okay? And I'm a mama's son myself. I was grew with my mother. During the summer vacation, my father would go and help the plantations. We have a mango plantations next to the Kinneret, the Sea of Galilee. Okay, I would not be able to see my father. When I saw my father, when he came at work, he was tired. He didn't have patience for children, let alone me. Okay, I didn't have a positive father experience. Okay, only after my parents divorced and he had his heart attacks, okay, and he had like a shift in his consciousness, I started feeling protected, provided for, and all those things that were missing. Okay, now when the family contains basically mother and child, the mother transmits to the child not only the values that he would like to grow as a man, but also things that abhors her. And in a loving relationship, we have things that we love about a partner and hate, because, and I can't stress it enough, the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. Okay, so when you have a loving partner, there are stuff that you're going to hate about him. Okay, and when the son is around the house all the time, the woman, the mother, is going to start talking about the father. Well, you should grow less stingy, unlike your father who is stingy. Okay, and you know, since she's not talking about the positive experiences because she can transmit joy from sex to her child, there is only one-sided figures of masculinity. I remember that, fuck, I don't want to be like my father. I don't want to be like a man at all. Okay, and I'm not just that case. I mean, many even straight, unlike me, straight guys, okay, they try to be something else but their father. But I will give another example which is clear. Okay, dealing with violence. Okay, what happens when there is violence in the school or in the kindergarten? The father will tell the son, well, this is how you hit, this is how you beat back, this is how you protect yourself. The mother, which is a female, would more strive to go to authority figures, and if this would not work, they would go to avoidance. Okay, so, oh, those boys beat you up, you shouldn't play with them anymore. You should, you know, go and find some other friends. You should avoid the violence, okay, instead of dealing with it. And then we have a generation of men that has one date or have sex with a woman, and it's like, oh, there is something that is uncomfortable here, I should avoid it, instead of, you know, facing it on, solving the problems. This is a structure, a mind structure that starts as a young person and grows into something that is called non-commitment. And those females out there that day to day, okay, if you have trouble finding commitment, and I know this is the state here in Israel, and I bet it's the same things in the US, okay, this is why. This is the reason why. Because when he was a child, he was taught to avoid conflicts, to avoid things. So they can't even talk about what is troubling for them because they are afraid of conflict. Okay, so you take the child and you remove his entire royal aspect of their growth, which is tragic. Okay, and that's one example. There are other examples. Another example is you know, the mothers that are bitter. Okay, they don't see the husband much, they don't have enough sex. Okay, they look at the children and tell them, you know, the sons, and, oh, you're so lucky you weren't born a woman, because this woman has this and this aches and pains and this problems. Okay, and giving birth is like the most painful thing in the world. And you know, some goes to an extreme and said, well, we are the stronger generation because we can give birth and you cannot physically give birth, so we are more powerful because we can withstand more pain. Okay, you make the child not want to be a man anymore. Okay, you make him want to be a female like you. Okay, like the mother. And basically this is like, you know, it's a slow vengeance against the father, in a way. Okay, the child will grow one-sided views on the world. Well, where the father is present, the child, no matter what gender it is, female, male, would understand there is the world of the mother and the world of the father, and in the end he would build himself a world of his own, the world of the child, okay? But when it's one-sided, it's somewhat poisonous. I'm not talking even against single mothers here, okay? I'm talking when there is a choice. When there isn't a choice, what to do. But when there is a choice, okay, the children should have a masculine figure in their lives, okay? And this is missing. This is missing. It's missing, okay? Masculinity as it was is gone. Now, since the mother goes to him with all her pains and aches, the child grows, and when he's going to do sexual contact, he would feel like his father, okay? I'm going to take something away from that woman, okay? She doesn't maybe even enjoy sex. She doesn't even maybe enjoy physical contact with men. And this might lead to babies, and this might lead, she has her periods. I don't understand what's her period. It must be excruciatingly painful, okay? And that, when they go into intercourse, they don't allow their inner animal out. They don't allow themselves to really enjoy it. Oh, they're out all full out because they understand, once I touched her, I'm as bad as my father, I might as well be a rapist. This is part of the issue as well. Okay? Now, male and female have their own sexual animal inside, but I would like to concentrate on the male. This is the male video, okay, for now. When the male first meets his sexual animal, three things might occur. The first thing is that he is afraid from his sexual animal, and he keeps it locked inside, and it barely comes out. And those people are usually, they have very little sex in their life. Maybe they would only have sex with the woman they married, okay, and that even not a lot. They're afraid of their sexuality. Second kind is those people that they meet their inner animal and they are too weak to hold it in. Those people are the rapey sort of men, okay? And the third kind, which is very rare, and yet, was much more common in previous eras, was the man that actually met his inner animal and walked with her in unison, knew when to unleash and when to hold. Okay? Usually those men, just because they are able to do this, they become alpha. They become the alpha males. Okay? This is one of the big alpha secrets. Okay? Now, in a way, there are two more problems in the way that we shape masculinity. Okay? One of them is pornography. And the other is the constant need of becoming alpha. Okay? Pornography, why is that a problem? Nothing is bad in its right measure. But what happened with this is this. Pornography was born because females did not want to give in to the constant needs of males. Okay? The sexual female need and the male, the female sexual need and the male sexual needs are different. They need different amount of time, different amount of things. I know many females that are really horny once a month, and I know males that are horny, that need sex 6 times a day. Okay? They feel that they need to have sex at least 6 times a day. They go and they choose these crazy nymphomaniacs, okay? Simply because they need this 6 times a day, or else they can't calm themselves down, okay? So pornography was born to satisfy those people need by masturbation. Masturbation, you can have sex, you can have all the pleasure of sex without a partner, okay? That seems legit. But what happens with this is, first of all, you see what industry pornography became, okay? And the women there, which are basically, actors and actresses and basically whores, they're having sex for money. I don't judge whores. I have no problem with them, really, okay? It's one of the oldest jobs in the world, okay? But you know, somebody that needs to live as a functioning mother and a working woman cannot spend all that money to look as good as a whore. Okay, we don't have the light effects those whores get in the living room, so you create this level of fantasy that cannot realize in real life outside of the world of whores. Okay, so the wife that you marry with, unless you're extremely rich and the only thing that she could need to do in her life is to be pretty. Okay, she needs to work, she needs to bring children, she needs to do all those things that makes her a natural, healthy woman, that wouldn't keep her thighs smooth forever, wouldn't keep her skin without stretch marks after the first birth. Okay, she wouldn't be able to pleasure you constantly as the whole. Okay, so you know, the male asks a question: why do I need to get married and bring children and see a fading wife when I can enjoy myself without harming the woman? If you remember the previous context that we talked about you know, about the complexes that happens when the mother speaks about her pains and ache to the child. Okay, he can't really get that. Now, another thing is peer pressure. Okay, and this is something that I'm telling without any problems. Not all males needs to be alpha. I knew maybe 4 or 5 alpha males, true alpha males during my life. One of them committed suicide. It was very tragic. Okay, and they don't have a good life. Really, alpha males are not happy people most of the time. Some do, some aren't, but there is a peer pressure ever since that we are young to lose our virginity and to score. Okay, what does it mean to score and have sex? It became in our society, the woman has something she needs to protect, aka her virginity, and all the males are thieves that want to steal that thing away from them. This is how modern society works. Okay, nobody is having sex just because it's fun. Okay, many males would rather sit at home and masturbate than to have this thing where they go to find a female and pay money over dinner and then taking her and have sex with the risk of pregnancy, because that's single sex, no matter how precaution you use, it's never 100%. She might get pregnant even if she's taking the pill, even if they use condoms. Okay, it's all possible. So they're afraid. Okay, so I could have the prettiest girl in my imagination, and no consequences shall occur to this, because the consequences of pregnancy, fertility, and the need to take care of women became somewhat irrelevant, because women in modern feminism, they can take care of themselves. So if you're out there and you ask, well, all the real men went, they're sitting in front of the computer. They don't need the risk and they don't need the fear. Okay, this is how society created them. Now, the peer pressure makes non-alpha male try to act like an alpha male, meaning, and what is the privilege of the alpha male? The privilege of the alpha male is that he could take a pretty woman or a non-pretty woman, because alpha males usually likes femininity as is. They just lay their heads in what's around them, pleasuring them and going home, and no consequences no emotional or physical consequences shall occur. Okay, now every male tries to be that alpha male, okay, but not all of them can. So when they do something like this and they get a bad reaction, this is another thing that makes them not want to have sex with females, because they think that they could have a sex without the relationship. Okay, and that would be great and fine and okay, and we don't need responsibility, and we don't need to be fathers. We don't have fathers. The father's figure disappeared. The father is a working man that works to pay for the household that I grew in. He never was present. So the male learned to disappear as well. So they are missing. How do we come? And I want video responses on this. If you want to make one, I want a video response on this. How do we make? How do we compensate by creating this thing. Because even if we open the gates, and even if the ancestors are fine with this mating, and even if we are under the Onmila/Toth marriage rule, and even if they love us, many men that are in love with women will simply will not approach that woman. They will not approach her because they have this mind fucked with all those issues. Okay, so what do we do? What do we do? Okay, I have my own ways to deal with it, but everybody that casts love spells, okay, have to somehow compensate this on this. Okay, it's not that they lack masculinity, it's that the new masculinity just became very problematic. Goodbye, Nashe.